Hello friends, and welcome to the Rabe Creations Crochet and Cross Stitch podcast. My name's Nicole, and I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta here in Canada, where I live with my husband Barry and my wonderful rescued Rottweiler named Grace. Thank you everyone for stopping by today. I have a few things to share with you today. We'll start out with the crochet like we normally do, move into a little bit of cross stitch. I have a little bit of a shop update, including some new designs for the shop, for some shop bags, and then closing out with giveaways. The giveaways from last week and a new giveaway for this week. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab your stitching, whether it be crochet or cross stitch or whatever other crafty rabbit hole you happen to be falling down this week, and join me for a little bit of crafty chat. Alrighty, let's get right into it. And we'll start out with crochet. So the first project I'm going to show you is a completed project, but one that you have never seen before. I started it and finished it all over the last week. And here it is here. So this is a baby blanket, obviously. And it is made from Snuggly Wuggly, is the yarn that I used, and it is in a neutral white, yellow, and green. The pattern, actually, I found it on the ball band of the Snuggly Wuggly, and it's a nice lacy pattern that I think will be great for a newborn. Now, why, Nicole? Why are you making baby blankets? Why are you making baby blankets for a newborn? Well, before you get any crazy ideas, I am not expecting. However, I did just find out that come end of August, beginning of September, I'm going to be a grandma. You heard that right. My first grandchild is on the way, and we are so excited. So obviously, I needed to start crocheting for said grandchild immediately. We don't know yet whether we are expecting a boy or a girl, so it's gender neutral for now, until we find out. And this baby will have all the crochet things, all of them. Now, from a cross stitch perspective, and I know it's not cross stitch time yet, but I will throw this out there. I am looking to stitch up a birth announcement sampler, obviously. But I am looking for some suggestions. So if anybody out there knows of some really good ones, yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I'm looking for some suggestions on a really good birth sampler that I could do for my new grandchild. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be a grandma. I'm a little excited. Alrighty. So moving on in the crochet world, we can talk a little bit about the Tunisian crochet adventure that I am currently on. And again, this is going to be a pillow. I showed the pattern last week. It is in one of the crochet magazines. And I am working it up in impeccable yarn. This is the ball band, and it is the putty color. And this is what I now have from the second panel of the pillow. So I showed you the completed first panel last week, and this is where I've gotten on the second panel. Now, as I work further and further with the Tunisian simple stitch, I'm finding it easier and easier to control my tension, which makes sense because I'm just repeating that same stitch over and over again and hopefully generating some muscle memory. I'm really liking how this is turning out. I'm really enjoying this fabric. I understand why it's sometimes referred to as an Afghan hook instead of a Tunisian hook, because this gives such a nice, solid fabric. There's no holes for fingers to poke through, and it would make an incredibly warm blanket, warm Afghan. The one thing that I am finding now, I am still really, really liking my Tunisian hook. It is a Knitter's Pride interchangeable Tunisian hook. And it's working out very well. I did switch it onto the smallest of the cords, and that's working much better than having the super long, unwieldy whip coming off the end of my work. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these. I know some people have commented on the Knitter's Pride hooks being too sharp of a point. I'm actually really enjoying that sharp point, so I guess it's just a matter of, you know, personal preference. I like a pointy crochet hook, so maybe that's why I'm enjoying them as much as I am. So one little bit of feedback about the Tunisian crochet, however, that I'm finding for myself: it fatigues my hands very quickly. So I'm not able to, you know, sit down and put hours of work into Tunisian crochet the way I can into normal crochet or traditional crochet or regular crochet, whatever you want to call it. I find my hands get very, very sore doing Tunisian crochet. Again, hopefully the more I do it, the more muscle memory will build up and the less of a concern that will be. But I am still really enjoying how that's working out. And I even have found a couple of more advanced projects that I'm interested in doing, including a baby sweater. I figure that would be better than trying to start with an adult sweater because, well, baby sweaters are small and now I have a reason to make baby things. So perhaps that will be my next project. I'm not sure yet. I'm not committing to anything, but that may be my next crochet project. All right, so the third and final crochet project that I have on the hook currently that I'm going to share with you today is a cowl, and it is one of my patterns. I am creating this as market stock. So it is the Nanton cowl that I released a couple of weeks ago. And here it is at this point. So I'm working it in 3 colors, a gray, a red, and then a sort of off-white. So it'll go really well with that whole cabin cozy style that I'm trying to have for this year's inventory for my fall and winter markets. I am purposefully changing colors every time the pattern breaks happen. So I've done the ribbing band in the dark gray, the extended crochet in the red, and then moving into this sort of basket weavy type stitch in the light off-white, and then I will switch back and to the dark gray and keep going that way. Or I might just alternate red and white through the middle and have the grays at either end. What do you think? What color option do you think would look best? If you're interested in the pattern, it of course is available in my Etsy shop or on my Ravelry page, and that is the Nanton cowl. I will link it all below. So the yarn that I'm using for that is actually Wool-like. So Wool-like is a loops and threads yarn that's available at Michael's. I really like working with this. It's a super fine #1, so it's a lace weight. But I use it in place of fingering weight in a lot of projects where I would be concerned with washing instructions. So it's significantly less expensive as well than using a hand-dyed fingering. And I really like the range of colors and whatnot. I've done everything in this yarn from sweaters and wearables to full-size mandala blankets. So this is a go-to for me. I really like this yarn and I do recommend it. If you're looking for an alternative to a fingering or lace weight that you need to be a little less concerned about when it comes to washing and drying. So that is Wool-like by Loops and Threads. Alrighty, so that sort of brings me to the end of my crochet projects for this week. I'm finding that because I'm doing the videos weekly now, the number of projects is decreasing. But that makes sense because I am but one person. Alrighty, I'm going to take a quick break here. I'll put the crochet away and come back with some cross stitch to share with you. One moment, please. All right, I'm back. So today's beverage of choice is coffee with a splash of almond milk. nectar of the gods, I tell you, nectar of the gods. So, moving into the cross stitch that I've been working on this week, all here in my handy bags. All right, let's start out with this bag. So I've shown this one to you quite a bit lately. So this is The Witch Within. Find the Witch Within, and this was the project that my son and daughter-in-law bought me for my for Christmas. And yeah, there's a little tiny picture of it there. So I have put 206 stitches into this piece, and it is almost complete. So I should have this as a finish, probably not a full finish, but a stitched finish by next week. So there it is. I'm really liking this piece. I'm really enjoying how the stitches show up against the black Aida. And I will certainly be working with darker colored fabrics more often. I do have plans to do a chalkboard design that came out of one of my British cross-stitch magazines that's got the directions for making hot chocolate on it. I think it's just gorgeous, and it's sort of on that black Aida as a chalkboard look. But yeah, I'm really liking how the stitches stand out against the black Aida. Yeah, so not too much left to do here. I've done this half of the flower motif. There's just this little bit of flower motif to go. And then the kit that this came with, because it came as a kit, has all the things needed for finishing. So who knows, it may actually be a fully finished piece for next week. Fingers crossed. Alrighty, and as I said, 206 stitches went into that. Now, the reason why I know exactly how many stitches I'm working is because I am a participant in the School of Magical Stitches. So I do count my stitches. I am finding that the challenges that come from being in the School of Magical Stitches really does help motivate me to keep working on projects. So, yeah. That's that. So the next one I'm going to show you is Happy Halloween. And this is a design by the Witchy Stitcher on Etsy. And it is vintage Happy Halloween. And I have put, let me see, 575 stitches into this one. So I got a lot accomplished on this one. And I am nearly finished the cat motif in the middle. Then we will move on to the words Happy Halloween. There's a pumpkin at the bottom and some Halloween accoutrement with ghosts and bats and whatnot around the outside. So there is Vintage Happy Halloween by the Witchy Stitcher. And again, let me see, there was 575 stitches into this one. I find this is one of those pieces where you pick it up and you don't want to put it back down. Big blocks of color. There is one mistake. You can probably see it if I point it out over here. My counts got off. They were off and I recounted and redid it. And they're still off, so I'm fudging it and leaving it. I'll correct it once, but beyond that, I think it looks just fine the way it's at. All right, so there's that one. Next up, we have Autumn Tree, which is a Barbara Anna Designs. Again, I've been showing this one quite a bit. It is one of my favorite current projects. And I always talk about how I really enjoy the whimsical design, but I still do. In fact, I have the Oh Christmas Tree pattern chart in my wish list, and I keep pointing it out to my husband. So hopefully for my birthday, that might come my way, because it is my birthday month. So, you know, I have to drop all the hints I can. Alrighty, so here is Autumn Tree by Barbara Anna Designs. And this week I put 289 stitches into Autumn Tree. I worked mainly in this area here. So another house has gone into the tree, a toadstool, and some of the sparkles and the stars along the side. This one is being worked just in DMC threads. I believe it's all the called for colors. On a 28 count hand-dyed linen by Rolanda, I believe is the Etsy seller that I got it from. I will link everything below. Oh, and I should say the Happy Halloween cross stitch is done on just an 18 count fiddler's cloth, I believe it's called. So it's like an Ada, but sort of an oatmeal-y color and got some flecks of darker color. It gives it a really nice vintagey feel, in my opinion. Alrighty, so the last cross stitch piece I have been working on this week is my own design. So I showed this to you as a start last week, and it is the Wish Upon a Snowflake. I can't show you a finished picture because I don't have one until I finish stitching up this piece, because this will be the cover for the pattern. So again, the fabric is an 18 count Ada that I have hand dyed myself. And this is where I'm at. So I put 265 stitches into this piece, working some of the snowflakes, I believe, and then like the border snowflakes, and then starting in on some of the snowflake motifs in the middle of the pattern. Now, because this is being done on a blue dyed fabric, the blue of the snowflakes is not really popping, but I like the subtleness of it. One of the other motif sets in here, I think, will pop quite nicely as the focal point of the piece. But I'm liking the subtleness of the snowflakes, and I really, really enjoy how delicate they look all stitched up. So hopefully I'll have this done in the next couple of weeks, and then I will be able to release this pattern. So that is Wish Upon a Snowflake. Alrighty, so those are the cross stitch pieces I've been working on this week. I'm feeling like I'm getting quite a bit of stitching done every week. About 1,500 stitches a week seems to be sort of what I'm averaging, and I'm comfortable with that. I tend to crochet and do Rabe Creations business stuff during the day, and then my evenings I do my cross stitch homework. And that works out well. It's lots of cross crafting, which gives my hands a break. If I was just crocheting all the time, I'm pretty sure my hands would be shot by this point. So it's nice to have something to switch back to. Alrighty, I am going to pause again, just briefly, and when I come back, we will talk about a few shop updates that are coming, and that includes a new bag design that I'm really excited about. So hold on for just 1 minute, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so as I mentioned in the cross stitch section of today's video, I have been dyeing my own fabrics and putting them up in the Etsy shop. Hand dyeing fabric is a lot of fun. It's a lot faster than naturally dyeing wool. And I was finding it hard to do the natural dyeing of wool in the winter, just because I don't have a good place to hang it to dry. Whereas in the summer, I'm able to sort of put it outside in the shade and let it mainly dry off outside. I don't have that option here because it would freeze, not dry. So this has been a nice outlet for that. And I have 2 new pieces of Ada that have gone into the shop this week. So this is the first one. It is a navy blue with black blotching. I want to call it speckling, but it's not really speckles. When I think speckles, I think yarn speckles, although I am going to try some of that. I'm finding actually I'm sort of taking some techniques from yarn dyeing and applying them to fabric dyeing with varying degrees of success. But it's giving me some looks that I don't think are as common as some of the other looks. So this is actually quite subtle with its blue and then the black splotching. I don't know what else to call it. Splotching is a good a term as any. Might be easier to see if I put this in behind it like so. So this is a bigger piece of Aida than the other pieces that I have up in the shop. Well, both of the ones from this week. This piece measures 15 by 22.5 inches, and that's the actual size after dyeing. The dyeing process does cause the fabric to shrink slightly. So that is the actual size after dyeing. Yeah, and that's an 18 count. And this is the second piece. So this is the first of the lighter colors that I've been working with. So this is a tan base. It is a 14 count Aida. It's a tan base with blue and green, darker brown, blue and green marbling effect. It measures 18.5 by 22.5, and that's the size after the dyeing process. Now, one of the things that is apparent, because the fabric shrinks as you dye with it, because you're using heat and it's cotton. So of course it's going to shrink. Because that happens, it's no longer a true, in this case, 14 count. It will be smaller than that. Probably not a 16 count, but smaller than a true 14 count. So when you're buying the hand-dyed fabrics, you do need to expect that the sizing of the counts is going to be off slightly from what they're listed at, just because of the process. I really like how this one has turned out. It is absolutely stunning. So those are the two new pieces of hand-dyed fabric that's up in my shop. And then I also wanted to show you my newest bag design. And here it is. So it is a tote bag. It has a pocket in the front. It has handles. It is not a box bottom, so it's a flat bag. Has my little one of my little tags on the sides. It is fully lined. Now it is interfaced with a medium weight interface, so it's got some stability to it. This bag would be perfect as an on-the-go project bag of any sort, including cross stitch. Because it's nice and flat and it's a good shape. My husband pointed it out that it would probably also make a good grocery tote, since so many of our grocery stores no longer provide plastic bags, which is probably a good thing. Or a book bag as well. It would be a great book bag for the library. But yeah, so this will be going up in the shop this weekend, and potentially a few other colors as well. And some of my other bags will be going up pretty quickly as well. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that one. I like the shape, I like the size. And I think it will be good for crochet, for knitting, for cross stitching, even for people who do like the adult coloring books and stuff. It's just that really good size. I keep most of my cross stitch projects in tote bags as opposed to the drawstring bags that I make. And then I can just hang them on hooks and keep them neat and organized. Alrighty. So that brings us to the giveaway portion of today's video. So again, I'm just going to take a quick break. I am going to gather together all the information I need, and I will be right back. All right, so on to our giveaways for the week. Well, from last weekend for this week. So for those of you who have stuck it out and are still here, thank you so much. And for everybody who is entering my giveaways, thank you. I do appreciate it. Last week, I decided to try something a little bit different, and I put up for offer my own patterns. So I do have a number of crochet patterns that I have released, and one single cross stitch pattern Soon there will be more. They are all listed in my Etsy shop, which I will link below, and all of the crochet projects are also listed in my Ravelry shop. So what's up for grabs this week is a pattern of one of my patterns of the winner's choice that I will gift to you. All I'll need is an email. If you have Ravelry, it's easy because I can gift through Ravelry. If you do not have Ravelry, I'll just need your email, and I will email you a copy of the pattern of your choice. Now, for Ravelry, of course, I would need your Ravelry username. But let's first decide who has won those prizes. So as I said last week, I was going to give away 2 patterns of the winner's choice. And the first person whose name was drawn by the random name picker is Carrie03 Hobbies. Carrie03 Hobbies. Congratulations, you've won one of my patterns. So how are you going to claim your prize? Down below in the description box, as always, is my email address. Please send me an email, and in that email, I will need you to tell me which pattern you would like and how you would like to receive it. So if you would like me to just email it to you, just let me know that and give me an email, obviously, that I can send it to. If you are on Ravelry and you'd like it to come to you via Ravelry, just let me know your Ravelry username and we can do it that way. So congratulations, Carrie03 Hobbies. But that's not all, because I said there would be 2 winners and each winner could choose 1 pattern. So the second winner this week is none other than Mo Carpenter. Congratulations. I'm so glad that your name came up. Again, same instructions. Just go on to Ravelry and or Etsy, figure out which of the patterns that you would like, of my patterns that you would like me to gift to you, and then let me know in a email. Yeah. Yay! Congratulations, Carrie03 Hobbies and Mo Carpenter. Thank you so much to everyone who is participating in the giveaways. So, what is on the docket for today's giveaway? Well, let me show you. As always, I take care of my crochet peeps as well as those who are here for the cross stitch. So, starting out with the crochet, I have a little book of amigurumi that I am going to send out to today's lucky winner. It is a little bonus booklet that came with the Simply Crochet magazines, and it's called Amigurumi Under the Sea. And within this little booklet is the instructions to make Coco the crab, also to make Ernest the sea turtle, and finally, Sam the seahorse. So they are all amigurumi. All of the patterns call for DK weight yarn, although we know that you can switch that up to an Aran weight. You just need to change your hooks and know that your projects are going to work up to be a little bit bigger. But yeah, so that little booklet of amigurumi sea creatures will go to 1 lucky winner. If you are interested in winning the little book, just put I would like the sea creatures, or I would like to hook the sea creatures, or under the sea. Oh, let's go with under the sea. I will be searching for the term under the sea. So use under the sea in your comment, and you will be entered to win the Amigurumi Under the Sea booklet. Now, for the cross stitchers out there, I have a little bookmark pattern, and I have given a few of these away already. The picture is really, really small, but I can't show you the other side because it's the pattern. It's the chart. It is a little cat. So the cat is white. It's got some blackish, grayish spots, some beautiful little whiskers, and this is the perfect size. It is charted to be a bookmark. It calls for DMC. It also gives the Anchor and Madeira conversions, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors, and there is some back stitching. Not a ton, but there is some. So if you would be interested in stitching up the bookmark, please just use the word cat in your comment. So for this giveaway, I'll be looking for the word cat. As always, the giveaways are sponsored by nobody but me. They are not affiliated with YouTube or anyone else but me. Please be 18 years of age to enter, and that's so that you can legally give me your mailing address. Please be a subscriber and like the video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. So now's the point in the video where I say thank you. I say thank you to all of my returning viewers and my subscribers who have been around for a while. It is February. In fact, today is February the 6th, and February is both my birthday month and my podiversary month. The last week of the month is when I filmed my first podcast 2 years ago. So my 2-year podiversary is coming up this year. And I think maybe we'll do something for that. We'll see how things go. I would like to thank all of the new subscribers I've gotten recently. I've had some people come over from the FlossTube community. Hi and welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I've had a few people leave. I know that not everyone is into the addition of the cross stitch stuff that I'm putting into the videos, but really these videos are about my crafting adventures, and I get into a lot of things, but right now my time is spent almost equally between crochet and cross stitch. And I want to share that. This is my crafty rabbit hole. I mean, I hand dye yarn, I hand dye fabric, I make project bags, I make stitch markers. I do all of the crafty things, and I'll share them all with you here. But the two main ones are cross stitch and crochet. So that's what I'm sharing with you. And thank you so much to everyone who has embraced that. It means the world to me. So welcome to some new subscribers. If you've just stumbled upon this and you haven't subscribed yet, take the chance. Hit that subscribe button. I've been putting out a video about once a week, and they're usually about half an hour, we'll say, in length. Usually a little bit more. Let's face it, I like to talk. But I try and keep them around that half-hour length. All right. That's about all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some of your precious crafty time with me. Until next week, please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to each other. And take some time to craft all the amazing things. See you soon. Bye now.